Hi everyone, guess what? I've only gone and done it. I've got a full set.
Welcome to the fantasy zone. Get ready.
So, what better way to celebrate getting a full set than a nice gin and tonic? Beautiful. And the choice of gin today is Bulldog gin, and there's a clue there as to what full set I've got. Let me divulge. It's not PS2, although it would be nice to have the full PS2 collection. That ain't gonna happen for a long time. No, I've actually got a Commodore 64 full set, and the set in question, as per name of the gin, is Bulldog software. Now, how did I come about this full set? Considering there's only 9 titles for Commodore 64. Well, as you know, I collect Firebird and budget range, the Silverbird range, and kind of come to a little stumbling block, as in I'm struggling to find the lesser known titles for that software label, Firebird. I have moved on to Hit Squad, and yeah, I'm making progress with Hit Squad, but it's going to be a long time before I actually get the full collection for those. Not so much finding most of the titles, but there is 1 or 2 rare ones in there. And I was looking at other sets, alternative software, players, even Mastertronic, but Mastertronic's the same as Hit Squad. You're going to come to some titles that are really rare or expensive. And I stumbled by accident as I was searching on eBay for other titles or software houses, and I came across Bulldog. Now, I did a little search online, and there's very little on them. There was one website or a vlog of some kind, and one person had logged 9 games, well, it were 11 games. So I thought, well, 11 games, well, I'll have a look. And I was searching on eBay, and each one of these games I was coming across, they were there. And I ordered 9 of them, and there were 2 eluding me, couldn't find them. And as I'm racking my brains at work, I'm thinking, am I going to get them? And I don't know why, just something clicked, and I thought to myself, hold on a minute, I'm sure they were Amstrad only titles. So I went back to the website, and sure enough, the 2 titles that I couldn't find were Amstrad only titles, Amstrad only releases. And I thought, well, I better check another website if I can find one just to confirm it. And after a little digging, I did find it might have been a forum, and they only listed 9 titles, and I'm like, that's good enough for me. And yep, I ordered them all. Within half an hour I'd ordered the full set, and it was just a matter of waiting for them to come, and they did arrive. They arrived about 2 weeks ago, and yeah, I've got a full set, Commodore 64 Bulldog software. And if you are looking for a set to complete, this is the one. You know, they weren't rare, they're not hard to find. All these are very easy to find on eBay. I paid about, in total, £40. I'll get to the most expensive one, but most of them were £2 or £3 each, perhaps with a little bit of postage on top. Some of the postage were included. I think 4 of the games were actually from one seller, and he just sent them all in one box. But yeah, let's get on with it, and I'll go through each one. So to start with, we've got what I've just shown you is Scumball, and Scumball is you like, it's like a, best thing I can liken it to really is like a cybernoid type thing. You control this little robot character, and it's a static split screen, so you move from one screen to the next, flying around the levels. The text is really small, I can't read what it says, but I do have some screenshots to show you, not of every single game. But Scumball is like a split screen. It's more of an arcade action type of game. Now, when we say Bulldog, obviously we're thinking of British Bulldog, and the tagline actually is the best of British. Bulldog, as you may have just seen, is a side company of Mastertronic, and again, I can't find much in the way of information about Bulldog software, so I'm going to take a guess here that perhaps these games were made by British programmers or software teams, or they were only released in Britain. I'm not sure. Underneath it does say made in Great Britain, so you know there's a bit of patriotism going on from Mastertronic. Next in line, this was the most expensive one of the lot. This is Regal's Revenge, or Rigel's Revenge. Not quite sure how it's pronounced. At first glance at the cover anyway, you'd think of it as like a Rambo-esque type of game, perhaps a top-down shooter, and it's not. It's actually a text-based adventure game. There is some graphics, but there are a few static screens, and this is quite misleading. The actual game is just text-based, so a little bit of conning going on there. Make it look like there's some perhaps space action, which again it really don't match up with the you know, the warfare kind of cover. So a little bit strange. I'll just take this one out as an example. This is how budget they are. We've got a basic design, cassette design, just a paper label stuck on, and it is only on the one side. I imagine the game is recorded on both sides, but just to save a bit of money, we'll just put the paper on one side, the label I should say. So next is, it's called Jackal and Hyde. Obviously a play on Jekyll and Hyde. You can see the two characters there, and again, I mean, the artwork on these is lovely. As David Retro Games Played Badly said to me the other week when I went to his games room, you know, the artwork's lost nowadays, but you know, back in the 8-bit days, pretty much every game were hand-drawn, artistic, you know, covers, inlays, and what have you. And this conversion is by Jim Bagley. I don't know if it's spelled Jim Bagley. Jim Bagley. I think some of these games, or most of these games, were ported, converted to Spectrum and the Amstrad. But yeah, that's Jackal and Hyde, and this game plays, let me get my notes here, it's like a top-down adventure, if you like. On the screenshot, on the video, you'll see there's, you know, like a bike. None of these games are stunning, if you know what I mean. They're as good as a budget game would be. Feud is the next one, and the graphics on this are probably the best of the lot. They're big, they're chunky, but they're colourful. And again, look at the artwork, very cartoony. And again, really, the cover doesn't really reflect the game itself. Yeah, I think you play as like a monk or a wizard. It's a top-down view in the style of a Tic Tac, but I think this is more adventure-based. Pick up items and use them, cast spells and stuff like that. Yeah, it's just a bit weird that the cover is more of a cartoony type of game. I mean, there's a frog there or some kind. But yeah, the game just don't seem to reflect the cover. But that's Feud. And next we've got Invasion. Now, I weren't able to find any footage of this game. There's just nothing on YouTube, nothing. So I can only hope that I can perhaps show you the screenshots. Again, look at the artwork on that. It's very scientific, very sci-fi. As far as I'm concerned, from the description of this, it's a tactical warfare kind of game. Perhaps an early day Command and Conquer. But yeah, mobilise your units and prepare for battle. This all-action space conflict requires skill, strategy and tactics. So you must destroy the weather control station in order to win the battle. But every move you make, the enemy will counter. So like I said, if it's kind of like a turn-based strategy game. But that's Invasion. Next we've got, this one's a bit of a strange one actually. I mean, it's called Destructo. And we've got a mixture of fighter jets and a biplane. And as you may see from the video, it's like a side-on gunfight above a ship. I'm not sure if you have to destroy that ship, but this was quite hard to fathom out, because I wasn't sure if I was actually buying the correct game at first. The title there, obviously, if you see, is Destructo. Now, on eBay, the title was Dr. Destructo. So I was a bit hesitant to buy it, because I thought, well, is that the same game? Is it a different game? But it was by Bulldog Software. I took a punt and I took a gamble, and it's paid off. But it is strange, because the cassette does actually say Dr. Destructo. And I have even read somewhere the full title is The Island of Dr. Destructo. Game not really making any sense or connection with the cover, artwork, or even the screenshots. But just how it is, I suppose. I mean, who knows what we're going through, the thoughts of the programmers and the publishers. Anyway, next we've got Colony. Some more lovely artwork on there. And this is like a little bit of an isometric split screen adventure. To me, it's a little bit reminiscent of Silo on Firebird label. It boasts itself as an all-action arcade strategy game, so we've got all sorts in there. But yeah, that's Colony. Next we've got Shard of Innovar, and look at that cover. A sexy lady holding a man, a buff man, almost godlike, and screenshots. This is a graphic text adventure, and I do like adventure games. The earlier text only based adventures, you know, obviously you have to use your imagination to think of the locations, think about the area that you were in, and you had to use your noggin to get out of the rooms, and particularly with commands. Graphic adventures opened up a little bit more. They're a bit more kind to your brain, because they did the setting, you know. They give you an idea of what your surroundings are. So, but I mean, we've evolved now to point and click adventures, and you know, it hasn't took the fun out of it. It's basically it just helps you. You're not having to type all kinds of stuff in. You're just clicking on the command. But yeah, I mean, Shard of Enavar. I expected this being their most expensive game. I do believe it. If I remember correctly, it were about $5.99 or something like that. That's the 8th game, and finally onto the 9th game for the full set is Spore, and this is more of a puzzle kind of game. I've got some footage of this, but I will zoom in on the screenshots. It looks very, very complicated, it looks very busy and fast paced. So it gives you a little description of you must collect the pesticides without being absorbed by the spores. So it's more of a puzzle type of game, I do believe, and that concludes the Bulldog Software Commodore 64 collection. I have considered buying the 2 Amstrad games that would make up, I suppose, the complete set, the complete full set. I'm more of a Commodore 64 fanboy, if you like. So, you know, I only got the Commodore 64 games because they're the only ones I'm really interested in. I'm not sure what to do. At the moment, I'm not that bothered about the 2 Amstrad titles. That's my first full collection, and I'm really, really pleased about it. Have I missed anything on the spines? Not all of them, but on some of the spines there's BASF. If you're from the area of the 8-bit computers, you will have heard of BASF or TDK. In fact, when you were buying blank cassettes to record backups, you know, TDK and BASF were the 2 main cassette suppliers, if you like. But yeah, I just find it fascinating. Recorded on BASF tape, so you're buying quality. There were some other cheap brands. I believe WH Smith had their own brand of cassettes. But yeah, BASF and TDK were the best. They were the best cassettes. That's it, and hope you enjoyed my little collection. I think I've only done 1 collection video before. No, I think I've done 2. I think I did an 8-bit joysticks collection, one of my very first videos, and PS4 collection, I believe, which I really need to update because that's now grown. But yeah, I mean, for now, you know, all I can say is here's to my first full set. Cheers.